See it here. The ball is just absolutely running away from the defenders as the wind is just guiding it to the steady hands of Ashlyn Roach. Taken away by Flaherty. Flaherty charging.
An opportunity for
Flaherty,
the Deacons.
good look.
It's a goal!
He bears it. Goal! Molly Flaherty starts the game off hot here for the Deacons.
And they played it. They didn't have a big ball in the air. They kept it short, and they got a goal off it.
Just as we talked about, actually. It was a nice takeaway there from Flaherty and Clausen. They were both battling, and they were with the nice defender. And, wow, what an opportunity to start the game here. About almost not even 3 minutes in, and the Deacons already put one on the board. I don't think you could ask for a better start than that. Molly Flaherty's always been one of the routine goal scorers for the Deacons, it seems. And she's always a threat to put one in the net. So just like that, we got a 1-0 quick start for the Deacons. Let's see how Central can respond here, as there's still a ton of time in this first half.
Deacon goal coming at the 2:30 mark, assisted by number 18, Danica Clausen. And your Deacons score number 2, Molly Flaherty.
So Jason, if you're Coach Dubois here, what are you telling your team to bounce back?
Maybe a little, like, don't let it get in your head. Like, there's so much game to play. You still have the wind. Like, keep fighting. Like, keep your head up. Like, a goal, it only takes just a little bit to get it in.
I mean, as we just seen. I mean, there's still a ton of time left in this first half. There's definitely no need to get discouraged or hurried up for the Knights, I'd say.
Maybe something else. Just keep playing your game. Keep doing what you know what to do. Like, maybe don't get frazzled off a quick goal from the Deacons.
For sure. Some nice play here from the Knights on the far side. I believe that's number 3, Charlie Kulak. And they're starting to put some pressure on the Deacons again. Here's Kulak. And the wind just guides the ball out of balance. A strong south wind. The ball is still rolling.
Something we could see with this wind from the Knights is we could see some distance shots. Like, if you get it in the air, the wind can push it. It gives it some extra power.
That's a good point. Nice throw in there from Seabury up to Flaherty. Oh, some physical play there from Kinsley Julik. And it's maybe a tad bit too physical as the Knights are going to get a free kick from it. And it's going to be number 9, McLaughlin, taking it. So this is where that wind can come into effect. If you just get the ball in the air, it can carry a long ways. Long ball here. A little bit too much power on it. Looking for number 11 Reardon, though. Holy cow. Huge boot there from McLaughlin. It's going to be a free kick for Roach. I think she might have underestimated there a little bit how powerful she was. And it's a quick corner for the Central Knights. So this could be a potential good opportunity for them. It's a goalpost. No, the football goalpost, that is.
With a right-footed corner kicker there, she could, if she wanted to, she could look to try to curl it in. With the wind, it could get enough of a push and sneak in back post.
I mean, yeah, that would be a very gutsy thing to do, I'd say. But we did just see the wind absolutely take that bar into the goalpost there, so it's not outside the realm of reason here. As Annie Oblonsky and Clara Stump just checked in for the Deacons. The Knights are going to have another corner from the other side, far side this time. Not a bad look there for the Knights. McLaughlin's trying to feed it back in. And Central keeps possession. They're keeping the pressure on here. Here comes Ublonsky. Nice footwork. Oh, actually a nice look there from Annie Yablonsky. Bended very nicely. But Anderson Tibiatowski is there with the sure hand to clean it up.
And substitution under the pitch for Knights, number 1, Rowan Olmstead, and number 6, Kelsey McLaughlin. And onto the pitch for your Deacons, welcome number 3, Emma Roach.
Into the game for the Knights is McLaughlin, Kelsey McLaughlin, that is. And Emma Rourke is into the game for the Deacons.
after this Deacons goal, we haven't seen much offense or much, like, able pressure from the Deacons.
Well, I think Central has been much more methodical with their possession here after the game's first goal. They've been much more. I think they're settling into their game now, and realizing the team and the teamwork that they've played with all year. Even though the first few minutes might have frazzled them a little bit with the quick goal, but it looks like both teams are really settling into a groove now.
Whoa!
Oh, big collision with the through ball from Emma Rourke. The ref will give a goal kick or a free kick for the Knights as Tibiatowski collided there with Stump.
Both of them able to stay on the field.
Yeah, it appears they're both shaking it off here, and so that's a good sign. But neither team willing to give in to the other as McGuire takes down the Knight there, and she moves it up. The physicality is already showing up here a little bit, Jason, huh? About 15 minutes into the game.
Well, no one said this was going to be a peaceful, easy game, Isaac.
Yeah, that's true. Potential hand from Schanzenbach, but the refs don't give anything. Nice feed from Flaherty.
Coming in for Shanley, we got Rosemary Tingley and Abby Allers.
That's a new face for the Deacons. The 8th grader coming in, earning her minutes here.
Unable to keep it in.
It appears that Addison Sievert's making an appearance onto the pitch here for the Deacons as well.
And substitution for your Deacons, welcome onto the pitch, number 18, Danica Clausen.
Danica Clausen is coming back in for the Deacons here.
For Flaherty, giving her legs a rest, as she's been running up and down a lot in the striker position for the Deacons. McGuire is just going to let it roll out of bounds. Certainly making the lives of the Deacon defenders easier, having this huge, strong wind at their back. And Central's going to get called for offsides there. Roney's going to take the free kick here for the Deacons. All right. If you're just joining us here, the Deacons had a quick goal here from Molly Flaherty in the first 3 minutes of the game. And ever since then, it's been kind of a stalemate between the two teams ever since. So Addison Lamb checks back into the game for the Knights as they have yet another corner. Almost bended that one in.
Opportunity for the Knights, and did it touch anybody?
I don't think so.
You know, ever since those short passes from, was it Clausen and Flaherty?
Yep.
For the Deacon goal, you know, maybe they could go back to some of that little easy passing, and maybe they can move it up the field and get another goal.
Yeah, I definitely like the idea of just keeping it on the ground for the Deacons.
Doesn't need to be anything special. Just
Exactly. And there's going to be yet another corner for the Knights. They are definitely winning that battle in this game, if nothing else. I believe it's the 4 is the counter's up to right now. So here's McLaughlin delivering.
Oh.
Big header.
Is that off the crossbar? Or?
And it looks like it went off the football goalpost. But that's probably the best opportunity the Knights have had here tonight. They got a good head on that ball, and it just barely went high of the goal. Luckily for the Deacons.
You know, Isaac, these offenses that they're like settling into for their conditions for the half of like where the wind's going, you know, they'll have to switch that at halftime with having to adjust to the different wind that they're going with.
That's very true. Yeah.
So how do you think they're gonna change it up a little maybe?
Well, I think right now both teams are probably just concerned with getting through this half, either ahead by more to make the lead a little bit less inevitable. And so I don't really think you're thinking about the second half quite yet if you're the Deacons or the Knights. But it definitely will be like a 180 shift in the game. That being said, the first half is about halfway done here.
And now we do have a clock that the viewers can see.
Yes.
Oh, a chance.
Yeah, Clausen caught Anderson Tibiatalski lacking there a little bit. I think she thought maybe she'd just come out, have an easy pick it up, you know, goal kick, except Clausen put the pressure on there.
Maybe a little unexpectance from Clausen.
Exactly. Those are the things you love to see if you're a Deacons, though. Just those little displays of effort. They really showcase to the other team that you're coming for their neck and you're not going to let go, you know? So it's going to be Schanzenbach with the Deacon throw in.
And we're pausing a bit for a hydration break.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it's we're gonna have a hydration break on the team, on the pitch for both teams.
Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button, or become a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level.
And with that, we will see you shortly after a quick word from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Busick Olson and Associates, Electro Diagnostic Services, Essentia Health, Fargo Orthodontics, Forum Communications, Fusion Electric, J-Tech Mechanical, Lorries, Luther Family Buick GMC, Off the Wall Advertising, OnShark, Peak Partners, RBC Wealth Management, Real Presence Radio, Sandine Law, Shields, and Taxman.
All right. Welcome back after a word from our sponsors. I guess we forgot to mention that it is a scorcher here at Shanley High School tonight, as it has been all day. It's about 90 degrees, plus add about 10 degrees on the pitch, or on the field, the turf, that is. And it's pretty darn hot out there for the people playing.
Ooh, starting out with some aggressiveness from Clausen, and
Yeah.
Central.
She takes down one, and she goes down. Oh, my goodness. Flaherty.
Chance for Flaherty.
Flaherty with the pace.
Oh.
Nice save there from Anderson Tibiatalski. Flaherty absolutely blazing past the defense, but beautiful reactions from the goaltender. Coming out hot from the timeout.
That's another corner for the Knights. Is that 5?
That's 5 now in the first half. And we would like to shout out to Father Metzger out on the field with those blazing red shoes, capturing all the action. We really appreciate our principal out there firsthand, getting his hands dirty a little bit. And
thank you, Father Metzger.
Thank you very much. Looking good out there on the pitch. Meanwhile, the Knights have it in the Deacons' end. Shout out to our camera crew, Leighton Rude and Christian Backlund, for giving us that shot there of Father Metzger.
Don't forget Justin Smith doing the TriCaster over there in the
Indeed.
booth as well.
Indeed. We couldn't do it without the crew behind the scenes. darn near another corner for the Knights, but not quite.
Did that throw just not go in, Isaac? Or
Yeah, it must have. Stewart must have cut it a little bit too fine. About 15 minutes left in the action, and the Knights are keeping the pressure on the Deacons as they're just holding it in their zone currently.
maybe they can find a goal with this wind.
Yeah, I think this is, if you're going to strike, the first half would definitely be the time for the Knights.
It's not impossible for them to score against the wind, as we saw with the goal
Yes.
from Flaherty and the Deacons. But the wind, it could help them here.
Especially against the stern defense that the Deacons have had all night, seemingly. If they could just, the wind would provide a little bit more handicap, I guess you could say. Or they could commit a little bit more, a few more mistakes, and they'd still have great chances. So I think you definitely want to strike. Strike quickly if you're the Knights. Deacons trying to get it out across half field, but they can't. Beautiful takeaway there from McGuire, I believe.
Coming in for the Deacons, we got McGuire and how's that? Abby Allers. And for the Knights, we got Field coming in.
And Kate Bernhoff into the game for the Knights. I know we've been talking a lot about the win tonight and the effect it's been having, except the specifics on it is that it's a solid 15 miles an hour right now with gusts up to 25. So it's a real deal. Nice tackle from Tingley. And they're going to give the Deacons a free kick for it.
you know, Isaac, that win, it might not be as strong the second half. Like, it might die down a little bit. So maybe it won't have as big of an impact as it did this first half.
It is looking to die down a little bit, which is unfortunate if you're a Deacons. You would appreciate that type of help from the win, but you know, we never know. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Beautifully done there from the Knights, forcing another corner.
Is that 6 on the half?
6 on the half for the Knights.
Maybe they could find something here.
You know, every corner is an opportunity. And they just haven't been able to put together all the pieces quite yet. But if you're the Deacons, you can never sleep on these opportunities. Everyone's crowded in the box except for one for the Knights. Long try. Just high.
Substitution for your Deacons. In the SWAT team, number 3, Emma Clark. Number 7, Annie Jablonski. Number 10, Kinsley
Coming in for the
Julik.
Deacons,
And number 19,
we got Emma
Clara
Rorick,
Stump.
Annie Jablonski, Kinsley Julik, and
Clara Stump.
thank you, Isaac.
Yes. Here's Julik on the near side. Looking for Stump. Not going to get there in time.
Whoa.
Big collision between Rorick and a Grand Forks Central Knight.
And they give it to the Deacons.
I believe that was McLaughlin. Yeah. Kind of a lucky bounce if you're the Deacons. That could have gone either way. They're going to call a handball on Rourke. And so it's going to be a Grand Forks Central Knight free kick from their own end. Here's Schanzenbach. Gets over to Julik. Nice touch.
And for the Deacons, we got McKenna Johnson and is that Riley Sievert?
I believe so, yes. And on for the Knights is number 11, Reardon. Stump just whiffed on the through ball, it looks like. Over to Yablonski. With about 6 minutes left here, it seems like the Deacons are starting to be a little bit more aggressive, and the tide might be shifting here a little bit, as they're ending up in Grand Forks Central Night territory a little bit more.
This could be good for them, like going into half with some momentum, and then you get the wind as well with the second half, even if it is dying down.
Exactly.
You know, these things could be building up, and they even if they get another goal before half, that could be really good for the Deacons.
Even if nothing does come out of this, these offensive opportunities, I think just the fact that you're playing offense as a team kind of lightens the mood a little bit. Not that defense is no fun or anything, but it's definitely a lot more motivating, I'd say, seeking a goal than trying to defend one. What did you say, Jason?
And it helps. It takes some of that stress off that back line. Like, even if with, like, the composure of our senior captain, Katie Schanzenbach, like, to just have that constant pounding of the other team, like, it could be nice to get some offense to maybe take a rest.
Indeed. Here's Reardon.
The boot from Sievert.
Sievert does have a very strong leg.
Substitution for your Knights, number 12, Abigail Kramer, and number 25, Lauren Mott.
And Kramer and Mallet are back into the game for the Knights. Maybe just trying to get one last push here before halftime in the last 3 minutes, 3-ish minutes.
Ooh, some physicality going on.
As we've seen all night, Julik hits the deck this time. Big punt here from Anderson Tibiatowski.
Maybe we can see one final push here from the Deacons before half.
Here's Rourke. Can't slip by the defense all by herself. But now Sievert has it. Back to Rourke, looking for Julik. Tibiatowski's just going to dive on that one. And we've seen the goaltender for Grand Forks Central Knights, Haley Anderson Tibiatowski, be very active outside of the net tonight, haven't we, Jason?
Well, there was the one when one of the Deacons came down and Tibiatowski came out, and it just went right across because she came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that aggressiveness, it could be good, but maybe with the win going against the win the second half, maybe she will want to be more like reserved and stay in her net.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she has definitely been pushing the edge of the box a few times here in the first half. And must be all in the philosophy for the Grand Forks Central Knights. As we come up on 1 minute in the first half. Time's winding down. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen.
10 seconds.
Oh.
10 seconds. Wow. That was actually a very nice long distance try from Riley Siebert. And we're going to go into the into halftime with the Deacons up 1-0 still after the heroics from Molly Flaherty in the first 3 minutes of the game. So we will see you in the second half for some more Shanley Deacon soccer action.
I'd like you to do me a favor and let's hear it for the ball shaver tonight. It's hot out there and there's a little breeze.
All right. So we're going to get some second half soccer action here going between the Shanley Deacons and the Grand Forks Central Knights. The Deacons are up 1-0 after the first half. Molly Flaherty providing the goal within the first 3 minutes of the game in the bottom right corner on a breakaway. And the game has been a stalemate ever since. So now that the sides are switched, the game might be flipped on its head here, Jason, huh?
Yeah, both teams will have to get used to playing with different direction wind.
Indeed.
The through balls from the Knights won't go as far as they were the first half. And for the Deacons, they will go further. They won't stop.
Yes. So there's definitely a new factor to consider in this new play. The wind has died down a little bit from the first half. It's only at a steady 13 miles an hour now, but still strong nonetheless.
Isaac, what do you think Coach Dubois said to his team at halftime?
I think he just said, don't panic. You know, there's still a lot of game left to be played, especially, I mean, in the second half, anything can happen, right? I don't think there's no need to get hasty quite yet and to take any unnecessary risks. But, you know, in the back of the mind for the players, they're always going to be thinking, we're still down 1, right? So I think he was just trying to relax them a little bit and prepare them to come out for the second half and play their game. Hofer goes down. I'll contradict your question there, and I'll ask you, what do you think Ryan Christian was saying in the huddle for the Deacons at halftime?
There could have been some calming down, maybe just like breathe, but don't let up. You're only up 1 goal. If they score 1 and it's a tie game,
Right.
then it's back.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe keep the pressure, but yeah, don't have any unneeded risks.
Exactly.
Like if there's a chance, take it, capitalize on it. But like, don't put everything out at one time. Maybe conserve some for the later half of the half.
At the same time, you don't want to get complacent or comfortable either in the second half. So you need to find that right balance between attacking and sitting back on defense.
In this half, we can see how the aggressiveness of the teams will affect the game as well. Through this half, we'll see how the aggressiveness of the teams will play out.
As Schanzenbach is overtaken there, thrown to the turf by, I believe that was Reardon. And the physicality is still rearing its ugly face here in the second half, as it has been the entire game. These teams have not been letting up on one another. Ooh. Almost dangerous there from Anderson Tibiatowski.
She did get her hands on it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Another opportunity for the Deacons here.
Here's Rourke, the Clausen. Nice try there.
Anderson Tibiatowski again.
Mm-hmm. The goaltender here for the Knights has been very solid all night. I'll give her that. It's me out of bounds, and McKenna Johnson's just itching to throw it in, but the ref stops her. Strong play from Sievert.
Ooh, somersault by Schanzenbach.
The Grand Forks Central Night girl almost looked like she ran into a little bit of a brick wall there when she when she hit Riley Sievert on the defensive end. No one's able to grab possession of it here, it looks like.
Maybe both teams just need to slow it down a little bit and then just get their footing and possess it and then try to move up the field.
I think part of this also has definitely been both teams were trying to come out of halftime strong. You know, make a point coming out of halftime to maybe either come out and win the game or come out and tie the game and get that morale up for the entire team. And so I think we'll settle in a little bit more here as the second half goes on. We're only 7 minutes in thus far. Sievert, nice turnover.
Oh.
Good defense though from the Knights as one of the defenders took a ball to the face there, it looked like. Rourke's going to try to track it down. Where are they calling here, Jason?
They could be looking at the girl that got hit in the head. If that is what happened before.
Yes. And looks as though everything checks out, and we will have a throw-in from the deep corner for the Deacons. Bridget McGuire.
What the physicality?
Very physical play there. Good defense, though. And she just baits the foul there from, looked like number 4 Field on Central. So good job there from Bridget McGuire for the Deacons. Nice pass from Flaherty to Rourke. Oh, but they're going to call her offsides. Beautiful look, though, from Envision from Molly Flaherty. Here's Hofer. Nice move. Up to Rourke. Rourke on the near side.
Plays it to Clausen.
See if she can track it down. The wind's just going to take it a little bit too far. And it's going to be a goal kick from Anderson Tibiatowski.
Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button, or becoming a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level.
Meanwhile, Yablonsky, Julik, and Stumpf all checked in for the Deacons. McGuire with a nice interception there. Plays up the stump. Here's Flaherty.
Opportunity for the Deacons.
Flaherty blows by looking for Stump. Stump hits the deck. And not the strongest opportunity ever, but it looked like Molly Flaherty perhaps had a lane there herself. But she chose to give it up to Clara Stump instead.
Substitute for the rest of the night. Number 1, Rowan Olmsted, and number 14, Nora Preston.
Coming in for the Knights here, we got Rowan Olmsted and Nora Presting.
To Flaherty. Flaherty's been a major playmaker for the Deacons. Looking through the for the through ball, can't get it. Flaherty gets it back. And Anderson Tibiatowski will clean it up pretty easily.
You know, Isaac, we talked about how earlier neither team could really get possession. How do you think the Deacons have really settled in here and have gained something?
Yeah, you know, I was actually just about to say something about that. It seems as though the Deacons are really starting to find their groove here in the second half. They've kind of got rid of the second half jitters, I guess you could say, and they're really starting to play good, keep possession, get chances on net, and it really looks like they're really finding their groove here in the second half.
And even if they're not like great opportunities every time, just getting those opportunities, getting those chances to attack. Like we said in the first half, just getting that stress off the back line.
Exactly.
That if the momentum shifts back towards the Central, they could be maybe rested more and they could be ready for it.
And I mean, as we see here, Molly Flaherty just checked out for Eileen Mattern, an 8th grader who comes into the game for the Deacons, and so they're really riding this wave of momentum, and they're checking in some people that maybe haven't gotten a ton of playing time all year just because they feel comfortable doing it right now. Nice tackle from Schanzenbach. Big through ball.
Claire Roney with the stop.
Claire Roney, sister of Nora Roney, a captain on this team who, as we previously mentioned, that she is out tonight with an illness. And speaking of players that are out, Ella Rydell is still out for Deacons, another one of their captains, as she has been for a while now. Here's Jablowski.
Some pressure from Eiley there.
Mm-hmm.
Those new legs just coming in for the Deacons.
Yeah, Mattern did apply some good pressure there, causing or forcing the defender to kick it right out of bounds, giving a throw in for the Deacons. There's going to be some substitutions here for the Grand Forks Central Knights.
And on to the pitch, Fire Knights. Welcome number 2, Addison. Lamb, number 4, Jocelyn. Field, and number 19, Elizabeth Mallett.
And so it's going to be Mallett, Field, and Lamb all in for the Knights. If you're just joining us here in the second half, the Deacons are up 1-0 as they, from Molly Flaherty in the first half, in the first few minutes of the game actually, she put them up, and then nothing has really happened ever since on either side. So, although here's a good chance for the Knights. The cross from Presteng might have been a little bit too aired out there.
On the pitch, Fire Knights number 16, Ava Welch.
And there's Walsh onto the pitch for the Knights.
Now maybe we could be seeing more of this momentum shifting back towards the favor of the Knights. And more pressure on this Deacon back line.
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a goal kick for the Deacons. We haven't really seen any good opportunities for the Knights thus far, I guess you could say. But the Deacons are doing a really good job of the bend, don't break philosophy, I'd say, right now. They're giving the Knights opportunities, except none of them have been too good as they're threatening to score a goal. So Here's Johnson up to Sievert. Over to Stumpf.
Oh,
Julik
no call.
gets obliterated by Reardon there, but the refs keep their whistles out of their mouths. And now Reardon is down. So it's going to be a free kick for the Knights.
Oh. Oh, water break here.
And we are going to take another hydration break as it is still very hot out on the field. About 86 degrees. It's cooled off a little bit, but. And we will take this opportunity to give you a word from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Busick Olson and Associates, Electro Diagnostic Services, Essentia Health, Fargo Orthodontics, Forum Communications, Fusion Electric, J-Tech Mechanical, Lorries, Luther Family Buick GMC, Off the Wall Advertising, OnSharp, Peak Partners, RBC Wealth Management, Real Presence Radio, Sandine Law, Shields, and Taxman.
Okay, welcome back here as we are we're on the home stretch of the game. I don't think there's going to be any more hydration timeouts, and we should be smooth sailing from here. If you're watching this game instead of an NBA action, the Indiana Pacers are up on the Cavaliers 103-97 currently. About 4 minutes left in that game. And we're about halfway through the second half here. As the Grand Forks Knights are really trying to build something against these Shanley Deacons and their defense, huh?
Well, I mean, if they want to win, they'll have to get something through.
Yeah,
like
simple as that, huh? But it has been stonewall defense here for the Deacons thus far.
a chance for Clausen to run onto it.
Clausen playing with great pace here. Pressure in the defense. And, yeah, maybe a little over-aggressive there from Clausen as McLaughlin was shoved to the turf. And it's going to be a free kick for the Knights. Although, if you did watch the aftermath of that play, Deacons still got a shot on goal, and Anderson Tibiatowski was still there for the Knights, cleaning it up. Here's the cross. Back to Reardon. Maybe possibly just hoping for something to be called there in the box.
Coming in for the Deacons, we got Bridget McGuire. Maybe she can keep this aggressiveness on that defensive line, not letting them get through.
Yeah, McGuire has been an absolute stud of a sophomore thus far in the season, and she's definitely helped fill the role or the gap that has been left by Ella Rydell's injury disappearance.
Is there any update on her recovery date, Isaac?
I'm not quite sure. I think about 2 weeks, most likely. So she should be back in time for state.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller, on the update.
Yes, shout out to Mrs. Miller for the info. Here's Johnson. Johnson with the through ball to Rourke.
Opportunity here for the Deacons.
Rourke looking for Flaherty.
Offsides.
Oh, they did call an offsides. And Flaherty sailed it as Anderson Tibitalski came out with yet another aggressive play. And just a little bit, maybe too overambitious for Flaherty there, hoping to get her second one of the night. Here's Rourke.
Ooh, offsides again.
Offsides yet again. Oh, I'm just receiving word here that Ella's going to be in a boot for, or Ella Rydell that is going to be in a boot for 2 more weeks, and then she has 2 more weeks with the brace, so she will be out for the rest of the year. Yablonski's going to check into the game for Johnson here.
Number 7, Eddie Yablonski.
About 15 minutes left in the second half. As it's Clausen on the far side. I think the Deacons offense has been doing a good job of keeping the pressure here on this Grand Forks Central Knights. A good offense is the best defense. That's what they always say. And it has definitely appeared that way in the second half here. Here's Flaherty. Flaherty, long try. Swallowed up by the goaltender. Taken away by Walsh.
And on to the pitch for your night, number 6, Kelsey McLaughlin, number 11, Cichy Reardon, and number 12, Ario Kramer.
We got McLaughlin, Reardon, and Kramer coming in for the Knights here. Maybe they can get something rolling for them.
Yeah, maybe just get, the steam building up here a little bit for the Grand Forks Central Knights, and just get something before time runs out here, as the Deacons have kind of bottled them up pretty goodly in the second half. Up to Reardon. Nice move. Back to Reardon. And it gets back to Reardon. Yet again. Can't put it on net, though.
Opportunity for the Knights, and they could not capitalize on it.
It's kind of J.C. Reardon versus the world there, it felt like. The defense all just converged on her, yet she just kept plowing through there. Up to Reardon with a nice box out.
And welcome back onto the pitch for your Deacons, number 6, McKenna Johnson.
McKenna Johnson back onto the pitch for the Deacons. About 11 minutes left in the game. Local time, 8:36. As the Deacons are trying to close out the Grand Forks Central Knights here, 1-0. Here's Field. McLaughlin in the field. Back to McLaughlin. And Claire Roney's just going to hit it out. So far tonight, I feel Claire Roney has just been the epitome of the phrase, do your job. What would you say, Jason?
Well, there's been no goals scored on the Deacons tonight. So, that could be something said for the Deacon back line.
Just not providing them any chance to breathe at all. Whenever they get the ball, it's automatically cleared or kicked out of bounds.
On to the pitch for your Deacons, number 10.
And don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV.
Nice play there from McGuire as she hits it out on the Knight. Big boot there. So with 8 minutes left in this game here, Jason, when are we gonna start to see the coach maybe leaving up a few more offensive players for the Knights instead of bringing them back on defense?
Like, when do you see that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could be soon. But if it is soon, you're risking a goal scored by the Deacons to get them down 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pull them too early, it could be giving them a greater window that the Deacons could capitalize.
Indeed.
But it also gives them a greater chance to score with an extra body up.
I mean, time is winding down here, and you got to think that the gears are just turning in Coach Dubois' head here.
Ooh, and a block from Schanzenbach.
I mean, the Central Knights need to get some sort of offensive firepower, and they need it quick here.
And substitution on the pitch for your Knights, number 3, Charlie Kulak, and number 13, Lauren Reardon.
Reardon and Kulik back into the game for the Knights, along with Holstein for the Deacons.
McGuire with the kick up the field, not letting it go out, not giving it in the hands of the Knights.
Here's Flaherty. Already has a goal under her belt tonight.
And on the pitch for your Knights, number 25, Lauren Mel.
Oh. Was that a takedown by Stumpf there?
Yeah, it looked like it. That foul was definitely far enough away from the goal, except if you're a Deacons, you definitely got to be careful about being conservative and not fouling near your net or anywhere that could give him a good opportunity for a free kick near your net, because it only takes one opportunity to even this game up. Here's Flaherty, nice move.
And on the pitch for your Deacons, number 21, Hudson Hogan.
Hudson Hofer into the game for the Deacons. In the Flaherty. Here's Flaherty. Denied by Anderson Tibiatowski, and then it must have bounced off Flaherty again. Just brushed off her knee, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Here's Julik. And the ref will give her a free kick for that one. I don't know if I saw anything there. Did you, Jason?
Not anything, like, maybe overboard.
Yeah.
But it's an aggressive game, and the ref might call something that maybe no one else saw.
I feel as though they've been letting a lot slide here tonight, and I don't know. If that was me, I just wouldn't have called anything. But maybe that's why I'm not on the field as a ref right now.
Corner kick for the Deacons here. Got an opportunity to get the lead up to 2-0. Get a little cushion going into the last 3 minutes.
That would be an insurance goal would be very nice. If they can't even get that, they're just running time off the clock right now for the Knights to get another one. Oh. So Julik got her head to that one, except it's going to sail over to crossbar and over to football goalposts. Up to Field. Here's Field. Reardon chasing after it. Back to Field.
Another somersault by Schanzenbach.
Field goes down, trying to draw a potential foul, get a penalty, but the ref just tells her to get back up again.
A goal kick for the Deacons.
Well, we are just within 2 minutes here. So time is definitely winding down for the Knights.
Do you feel some intensity rising here, Isaac?
It definitely does feel as though the parents are getting a little bit more into it. The crowd's getting a little bit more tense. And this is a huge free kick
Corner
for
kick.
the Knights. Or our corner kick, I mean, for the Knights. Absolutely crucial.
Ladies and gentlemen and players.
And it sails just long. Hofer's just going to kick it out.
Schanzenbach with the header.
As we come up on 30 seconds. Knights hustling. Just get one last shot on goal, hopefully. 15 seconds.
10 seconds. 5, 4,
And the final seconds tick down here.
and there
The Deacons are going to hold on.
That's the game.
They're the first goal from Molly Flaherty in the 3rd minute of the match holds true as the Deacons beat the Grand Forks Central Knights here 1-0. So would you say that Molly Flaherty was probably your star of the game here tonight, Jason?
I don't know if I would say that we had a star. Like, different people on the field played a different role, and that all could have contributed to their win tonight.
Right. It was definitely not a single-handed effort from the Deacons. The defense held true all night, and the offense just helped them in that manner. So it was a great game play on both sides. This will bring the Deacons up to 6-3-3, and it'll drop the Knights down to 6-3-3. And so they're going to have the same record now. I believe the Deacons will have the tie break now. as they got a win here, and they had a tie last time with this team. So this will boost them up into the 3rd spot in the EDC standings. And yeah, so for Jason McAllister and our entire crew, I'm Isaac Beauchamp, and the final score from Fargo is the Shanley Deacons 1 and the Grand Forks Central Knights 0. To watch the archive version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to shanleytv.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV. Thank you and have a good night.